What's going on, my friends? Day 2 of commuting on the 600 Shadow, and she's running like a champ. What is the best way to wake up in the morning? Most of us would say coffee, but I think the best way is a chilly ride on your Shadow 600. Tell you what, guys, this is the one way to wake up. One way, best way. I think we're going to be hitting some traffic today, unfortunately, so we might not be cruising as fast as I'd like, but this is just a country road, so it really, you don't need to take it too fast. This morning I want to talk about our favorite bikes. Ooh, I'm glad I wore a coat. 80 degrees yesterday. I think we're working on that today. But in the morning, you just have that chill, so you got to be prepared. Got to have the right gear. These M1 Moto gloves work pretty good, and they still look like relatively new. There's some wear, but it's fine. But anyway, sun's shining, and now that I've had a little bit more time on this Shadow after the commute last night, you'll see that video if you go back one. If you want to see the whole story on this bike, go back and watch. I have a playlist with, I don't know, 40 videos on fixing this thing up. They're not done, but everything is really done except for tires. First gear gets you up to roughly 25-30. Second gear gets you up to 55. Third gear takes you to 65, 70, and then I haven't really been beyond 75. I haven't taken this thing out to a highway, so you really shouldn't be beyond 75 on back roads, guys. That's the way it is. Simple layout. We have our speedometer, no tach, miles, and trip meter, which I use to keep track of my gasoline consumption. In the gauges, you have the oil light, the side stand light, and the temp light, which all work, by the way. And down below, you have the neutral, turn signal, and high beam. Oh, we almost had some wrecks here. All right. I have found that most of the time, I am in 4th gear. More than anything, I have found that if I'm just cruising along, I'm already in 4th gear, no question. It just kind of sneaks up on you. Again, these are very long gears, but I don't want to tap out the motorcycle in high revs all the time. So if I'm cruising, I'm probably going to be in 4th gear. Because we don't have 5, like the Magna, or 5 in overdrive like the older Hondas, we're often up there in the 4th gear range. Now, if you need a little more grunt, let's just say I'm cruising along, I'm realizing I'm probably going to be in 4th gear because I don't like to hear the bike revving way high, and I can't look down at my tachometer because there's none. So 4th gear, you just kind of putzing along. Sometimes you need a little bit more, and it's there, but it's definitely not. There's no more gears to go. Sometimes when I feel like it just wants some more, I guess I should just shift down to 3 and go with it. But anyway, this is a fun little bike. I had a plan when I bought this because I knew it was a little bike, 600. I haven't had much of anything under 700 and 750, and even the 700s are a little bit, I thought they were a little bit slow. I was used to 750s, 1000s, 1100s, but I'm finding that this bike being so light, is under 500 pounds, 483 I think is what I quoted from the specs with gasoline and oil and everything, coolant. See, we're just in 4th gear. And I think the natural cruising speed for this is probably right about top line, 55. If it just feels good, 55. Push it to 65 a little bit. It doesn't take much. But when I bought the bike, it didn't start. There was power. Main fuse was fine. So if you go back and watch those videos, feel free. I would invite you to, and then subscribe while you're there. But while you're here, actually, bought it from a dealer of mine that I worked for, and didn't start, so they just gave up on it and parked it. So it sat outside for a while, which lets you know there's probably flat spots on the tire. And then I don't know, this bike probably sat for 4 or 5 years before I got it back on the road. Yeah, major complaint is it wouldn't even crank. You hit the starter button, nothing. So we had to go through all that. But my plan was buy it as cheap as I could get it, and then flip it, sell it. But the more I hated this bike for 2 years. Everything I did to it, something else would pop up. But that's what you're gonna find when you're fixing bikes like this. When you're fixing older motorcycles, there's always gonna be some gremlin sneaking up on you. You're gonna find, oh, this electrical thing doesn't work. This electrical thing doesn't work. Why is the neutral light coming on when I pull in the clutch? You're gonna find these things just because connections are dirty, or there's an oil leak and you gotta chase it and you don't wanna tear anything apart. But you might find ways around it, or you might just have to fix it right. But I'll tell you, when somebody else tries to fix a bike like this and they don't know what they're doing, you're gonna find these things. They might have pulled a plug. They might have put something back on without a gasket in place. They might have, they just always, people that don't know what they're doing get in over their head. Now, I will encourage you to work on your own bikes, because it costs a lot of money to take these to a guy like me, or to take them to a shop. It does, it really does. It costs sometimes more than the bike's worth, sometimes more than you paid for it. But that's just the name of the game. Get a good deal, start from the beginning, and buy a motorcycle that you can afford, but expect to put more money into it. This thing is fun. And so anyway, I was gonna flip it. And I don't know what these are worth. 95 Honda Shadow 600. It's probably worth a good 2 to 3 grand. Running like this with a stage 3 jet kit, open exhaust, everybody wants to hear that engine. And I'll tell you what, I thought a little V-twin 600 would sound like crap, but because I got it without baffles, it is stock exhaust. I bet putting on some Vance and Hines pipes or something would make it sound amazing, but it sounds good enough to me. Sounds good enough. I'm happy with it. So anyway, it's really pretty stable. As I told you, there's tubes in the tires. They hold perfect pressure. So the tread, I looked at these tires, they're old. Would I trust this to push it real hard? No. Maybe I'm trusting it more than I should. And maybe I'll grow to trust it even more. I'll see where the limits are. I don't want to be wrecking this thing, because, you know, like I said, I was so mad at it, because everything, I had to do this, I had to do that. I did end up, I bought a new OEM, it wasn't new, but I bought another switch for the right side handlebars, and I was gonna replace them. But I ended up going here and cleaning contacts, and if I remember correctly, that's what fixed my problem. I think the start button just wasn't contacting. So in the end, that's factory, that's original to this bike, and that's what ended up fixing the starter problem. I think I gotta go back and watch my videos, but this is a sweet ride. It really is just smooth, and there's a little bit of vibration. I mean, if you aren't holding these handlebars, little vibration, but that's what you get from a V-twin. What did I say in the spec video? 52 degree V-twin. This is just a really smooth, nice, fun little motorcycle. And great commuter, great on gas. What is it, 55? I don't remember. I think we can get 100, 110 miles out of a tank. Right now I'm at 50. I do reset the counter there. And when I checked on the left, there was enough gas I could see right here in the tank. So we're sipping. We're sipping the gas, not really having any issues. I haven't turned to reserve yet, so we're still on main. I don't know how many miles. I'm feeling it out. There will be a day when I see, okay, maybe 75 miles on the counter. Maybe that's when we switch to main, or switch off of main to reserve. We'll find out. But yeah, this is, I don't know, what is your favorite bike, guys? I want to hear in the comments. I'm gonna say that a lot coming up, because I've been on the Hondas, I've been on the V4s, I've been, where am I? I was in third gear. Okay, now we're in fourth again. I've had some Shadows, I've had Ninjas, Ninja 500s. I've had bigger Ninjas, but haven't really got to ride them. I guess we're going back to 3 again. We're not cruising fast enough to keep 4 alive. But yeah, I've had a lot of bikes, but if I will find something else, I will try something else. So let me know what you're riding. I would recommend a 600 Shadow. I don't think I would have said that. I would have said it for a lot of starting, beginning riders, because this is a super, it's a thin bike, a lot thinner. I forget when I stop at a red light and put my feet down how close I am to the ground. 27-inch seat height. This would work for anybody. Definitely flat footing on this, but it's a lot thinner than the Magnus, and it's a lot shorter than the Magnus. Maybe not by that much. I think the Magnus seat height's 28, so not a ton of extra space, but this is a sweet, cool bike. I do enjoy it, so I would recommend this to most people. Even if this is just your commuter or your daily, you should have a sport bike or something sitting in the wings, but this is a super fun bike to ride. Comfortable. The seat, I don't know. The seat, I might want a little bit better seat. I might start looking for one. Am I keeping this? I don't know. I might be keeping this. My dad likes a smaller, lower bike, so I'm gonna let him have this for a while, see what we do with it. But for now, I'm gonna ride it and make sure that I trust it to give to him. Do I put the tires on? I probably will put tires on it, just so that it's good to go. And I have them sitting in the garage, so why not throw them on here, especially if they don't fit any other bikes that I have currently. It would just be a smart thing to do. So there's probably a long video, but I'm just raving on the 600 Shadow. I don't know what this would be with stock jets, no K&N air filter, stock pipes. I'm not a fan usually of drilling out baffles. A lot of times it doesn't sound that good, but I am finding that the V's do sound pretty decent, just taking out those baffles. But I don't know how well this would run if you just did that and didn't rejet it. That's letting a lot more air through. You got to level out the air coming in and the level out the air going out. So we're letting more gas to equal the extra air that's flowing through this thing. This might be too lean if you just take out the baffles and don't richen the mixture. If you need to learn about carbs, I've done a lot of video on carburetors. Just look up normal guy carburetors, see what you can find. A lot of times we're working on Shadows. There might be a few inline 4s, the Yamaha Maxims, and V4 Magnas, of course. But I don't know, I guess we're out of, we have engines to tear down, but we're running out of bikes that don't run, so we need to move on to something new, pull something else from the graveyard, and I will see you guys on the next one. This is a fun little twisty ride here. So it's, what am I in, third? Maybe I'm in second now, so we're gonna run around here. push this thing too fast, too hard, because I don't know what she can handle. But she is a little flickable thing, and she's solid, confidence inspiring. I don't know, this thing would keep up with a lot of my bigger bikes, I think. Put a couple riders out there that inspire confidence, and it might be good to go. Guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Get out and ride, commute on your bike. It's more fun than a cup of coffee. And your bike sounds fun, sounds good. Woohoo! Now, we're gonna probably want to shift. I don't know what gear I'm in. Can't really go anywhere. See you in the next one.